you guys, and welcome back to the Life in Germany channel. I'm not looking at you, I promise. I'm looking at the road. But I wanted to make a video today about things that freak me out about German driving and the rules here. Like, they're so different than they are in Canada, and I've been here for 9 years and I don't drive that often. Actually, I've only started driving in the last year or so. So I figured I'd share some of the things that freak me out about driving here in Germany. Let's go! I think the number one thing that freaks me out the most about driving here in Germany is the cyclists, because it's something that in Canada you don't have in the back of your mind, whereas in Germany you really have to train yourself. Okay, every time I open the door, look out and make sure there's no cyclists. Every time I'm driving across a crosswalk or turning right, make sure there's no cyclists driving straight. See, like on the right side of the road right here, that's where cyclists are going to be cycling. Now we're coming into Himmelgeist, which is where I live, and this is a 30 zone. And in Canada, actually, we don't take the speed limit that seriously. I know that sounds really bad, but we don't, unfortunately. And here, like, everybody really drives 30 and only 30, no faster. And there's often in the small towns and not on the highways and the big streets, there's often lots of police, which means it is so very important to go 30 kilometers an hour. And this is one of those weirdest intersections for me. So I'm at a green light. I can't go there. I can't go straight. It's closed. I think I can go this way. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. Yes, but I can only go left back onto the highway. Shit. Okay. Oh wait, no. Can I go right? I don't know. I don't know. There's no arrow. I'm just gonna go right anyway. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Okay, running to yellow. Okay, we're coming up on this like blue arrow, if you see on the left there. And there's a crosswalk. But then I never knew like if I'm supposed to slow down and let people cross. And then I asked my husband, he was like, I think you have the option of stopping, but you don't have to stop. And I was like, ugh, that's pretty confusing. Let's just share a picture of signs right here. Take a look at that and tell me whether you're German, you live in Germany, or you've never been to Germany before, how many of these signs do you actually know what they mean? In Canada, I know what every single sign means, but here in Germany, I'm just like, I'm just gonna take a stab at what that means and just do what I think is right. Okay, I had to get out of my car for this one to show you. This sign right here, never knew what it meant. I don't know why, but this is like a slow street, like a side street, but they have the right of way. Man, it's so confusing. You're going like fast on a street and then out of nowhere, that sign means yield because this tiny little street to the right of you has the right of way. Also, these blue signs with red X's through them, I had no idea what those were for until I moved here. Okay, in a second we're gonna come up to a speed trap, and I don't actually find very many police on the streets here in Germany. I find there to be a lot of speed traps, and they flash you and then you get a letter in the mail with your awkward picture of you going through the red light, or I don't know, speeding or doing something illegal. On my right hand side, you see that machine there? That is a speed traffic camera, and I can only drive 70 on this road. It's kind of like a mini highway, I guess. I do have to say though, what I love about Germany is that I'm in the like fast lane essentially right now, and I'm only supposed to stay in this if I'm going to pass somebody on my right. Otherwise, I'm supposed to get back in the right lane. In this case, I'm actually turning left, so I'm not gonna move over, but I love this rule and I think it really helps with traffic. Here's something else. I just got this warning and the music turns off and the audio goes on, and she's like, warning, caution, traffic, and then she doesn't tell me why, so I actually have to read the screen. And it's always typically about somebody driving the wrong direction on the highway. That happens in Canada. People do drive on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the highway. I don't remember ever getting these notifications, but this was something new for me here. Another a little bit annoying thing for me is that in Canada the roads are all very new, and most of our like suburbia towns have like brand new roads, and it's definitely a luxury. It's not necessary, I would say, but I definitely appreciate it, and that's something that's super different here. Look at the tractors just driving by me casually, no big deal. The roads here are so bumpy. Like, people, sometimes you're driving so fast on the autobahn or like on a side street that you can drive 70 on, and then all of a sudden like people are hitting the brakes and it's because there's just potholes everywhere here. Of course it depends on the city. Berlin is way worse than Düsseldorf, but Düsseldorf is not much better. You do have to get used to like this stop and go like out of nowhere, and you have to pay a lot more attention to the roads here than you do in Canada, because they're also a lot tighter. Whereas in Canada we just have these massive roads and these massive parking spots because lots of people drive like massive pickup trucks, Ford F-150s, you know. And here in Germany everything's tiny. Like, the roads are tiny and the parking spots are tiny, and you can probably see around me there's still massive trucks, like LKWs, you know, like trucks. What's the English word for that? So you also just have to be so much more careful here when you're driving all the time, as I mentioned also with cyclists too. So it gets a little bit tricky here, I'd say. Does anybody else ever get super excited when you get a pull through? No? Pull through is like something that we always said as like my friends and family and I, when we got a parking spot where you could pull through like the one side and come out the other side, so that when you leave you can drive right out with your front, you know, so that you don't have to reverse. But I'm actually getting much better now at reversing here in Germany, just because it's a lot easier to get out. Like I said, everything's so tiny here. I have a caddy, which is, I'll show you. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what I mean by pull through. I pulled through that spot into this spot so that I could drive right out. But that's my caddy. It's called, well, I call it my handyman car. I'm aware that it is definitely the ugliest car in Germany. I don't think I found an uglier car, but I love it. It's so practical. Do you want to see the trunk room? Okay, don't judge me. I have to clean. But look how much space there is. I can fit a stroller standing up in here. Driving in Germany is so stressful. They really should make all foreigners take some sort of driving test, because I'm telling you, as a Canadian, 9 years living in Germany, my goodness, I haven't learned much, have I? All right, I have reached my final destination. We are going to Bauhaus today because I have to do a couple of projects and secure my house, buy some better locks, some stuff. I love Bauhaus. Let's find a parking spot. I actually filmed this video before we left for Canada. I was running some errands, locking up the house, making sure I put extra security measures in the house before we had left for the 3 months, but I'm only now getting around to doing the final edits of this video. I say that because I don't want you guys being like, okay, she's been MIA like for the last weeks, and then now she just posts this random video of her driving in Germany. What about driving in Canada? I do have a lot of content that I filmed throughout Canada and Guatemala, and I will hopefully be sharing that in segments throughout along the way over the next few months. But for now, I have so much catch up to do, so many emails to go through and partnerships that I need to continue to build on, and I have been sick since we got back, so I'm also recovering, if you can hear. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, guys. If you have any questions about my trip from Canada as well, let me know, because I'm in the process of putting together the content for the next upcoming weeks. Vielen, vielen lieben Dank und wie immer, bis später.